Good evening, everyone. From the Central Illinois Weather Network, I'm Larry Eastep. We're monitoring some pretty nasty storms moving over portions of Iowa this evening. We also have a flooding situation again in the St. Louis area. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, let's bring you up to date on this mess of storms over southern and east portions of Iowa right at the moment. We'll go in a little bit closer here. This is a National Weather Service radar out of Des Moines. Let's show you here what we're looking at. Some pretty nasty storms. They've warned this entire line for destructive winds and large hail over the past hour or so. Zooming in a little bit closer here, we'll tell you some of these warnings that are in effect. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 11:15 Central Time for Warren, southeastern Madison, Clark, and western Lucas counties. Those all in Iowa. At 10:48 Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was reported capable of producing golf ball-sized hail and destructive winds in excess of 70 miles an hour. This storm is located near Lucas, or 36 miles south of Des Moines, moving southeast at 38 miles an hour. Also, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Wapello County in southeast Iowa. This includes the city of Ottumwa until 11:30 Central Time. Penny-sized hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour with that storm. Severe thunderstorms also reported with quarter-sized hail and winds in excess of 70 miles an hour in eastern Lucas and Monroe counties. That would be in south-central Iowa. And Mahaska County in south-central Iowa, a severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for there. The National Weather Service out of the Quad Cities getting into the warnings now. We'll take a look at another radar picture here from the Quad Cities to show you southwestern Muscatine County, in east central Iowa, northeastern Henry County in southeast Iowa, western Louisa County in southeast Iowa, and eastern Washington County in southeast Iowa, all under a severe thunderstorm warning until 11:30 Central Time. This storm would be in the area of Winfield by 11:15, Letts by 11:30. So a number of counties here. You also see flash flood warnings for just north of the Des Moines area. Iowa City right now under a flash flood warning, and right around the Ottumwa area to the east, a flash flood warning in those green boxes. The larger area there under the lighter shaded yellow is the severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 2 a.m. That comes all the way over to Macomb in west central Illinois. And you see that little line of storms that's kind of started to die out as it's moved through Fulton County here in McDonough County over the past half hour. But this line of storms is rushing to the southeast at around 40 miles an hour. I would see areas near Burlington and Fort Madison, Keokuk, all in line for these by the midnight hour, as they've been, punching a pretty good amount of hail here with these high reflectivities and icons here. You're seeing all these little blue dots. Where the blue dots are stacked together, that's indications of larger hail showing up on radar, 1/2 to 2 inch hail. And Stormlab very clearly showing that their National Weather Service Doppler radar also very clearly shows the line starting to be kind of a bowing nature to it also. And that's usually where we see some large hail and damaging winds. So that's the big concern with this line of storms marching out of southeastern Iowa. Now we have flood updates for you here in the St. Louis area. A flood warning has been issued by the National Weather Service in St. Louis for central St. Charles County until 6 p.m. Friday. The area of concern is bounded by Highway 370 on the north, Elm Street on the east, Elm Point Road on the south, and Truman Boulevard on the west. Breaks and failures in the Elm Point levee continue to allow floodwaters to rise north of Highway 370. This floodwater is backing up through creeks and drainage pipes that pass underneath the highway and continues to slowly inundate areas south of 370. So far, the water's been rising very slowly. However, there's a real possibility that water levels will begin to rise more quickly overnight and into Thursday morning as water from Sanford Creek begins to overtop lower sections of the Elm Point levee in that area. Those living in that area, and especially those in the Deerfield Mobile Home Park, should remain alert and carefully monitor developments tonight into Thursday. This is this area here you see we're talking about in St. Charles County. Near the bottom of your screen here, you can see some of the points here. Elm Point highlighted in purple. Winfield, we also are still watching that situation there in red up in Lincoln County. Volunteers are going to be needed again for sandbagging efforts again on Saturday as they continue to try to work with this levee that is just about ready to fail. Pike County, Missouri, and Clarksville, they're also looking for sandbaggers there again on Thursday. Calhoun County, Illinois, Hamburg, looking for sandbaggers to continue to assist there. Some of these crests have been pushed back to late in the weekend now, and so this water is not going to go away anytime soon. Once it does crest, it may sit at the crest level for several days. Areas over Galesburg, Quincy area had significant rainfall again overnight, and that's just going to exacerbate the problem with flooding downstream. You see the areas of concern go all the way up into Pike County, Missouri, up near Pike Grain number 2 and number 3. As this water starts to flow down, we're going to see additional flooding in this whole area, Pike, Lincoln, St. Charles County. So again, the call going out for sandbaggers in those areas. And again, there's going to be a major push again on Saturday in Lincoln County, Missouri, in Winfield. They're asking people to show up and assist with sandbagging because they're going to get, actually right now the quarry where the sand is stored is underwater, so they're getting sandbags from outlying areas, and they're going to make another push to try to keep the city protected. It's a very serious situation there because several hundred homes could be threatened if the levee is breached, this secondary levee that is still protecting the city. Water and beverages are still needed. They have declared a federal disaster area for most counties in Missouri. The Missouri State Emergency Management Agency is seeking dump trucks and dump truck drivers to help transport sand near Louisiana, Missouri. Also, there is a request for food and water in Winfield, Missouri. Hot dogs and hot dog buns are needed. The Salvation Army is providing food for flood survivors, volunteers, and responders there. Shelters have been set up in Canton, Clarksville, Louisiana, Cahokia, Winfield. In St. Charles County, they have now opened a shelter at the First Methodist Church in St. Charles. Calhoun County, Hardin, Illinois, there is a shelter there, and there is now a pet shelter that has been opened up at the Pike County Fairgrounds in Bowling Green, Missouri on Highway 54 for pets that have been displaced by this flooding. Quick update here on flood forecast. The forecast for crest right now is going to be tomorrow morning in Quincy at 29.4 feet. Hannibal in the afternoon tomorrow, 29.8 feet. Keep in mind, flood stage there, 16 feet. Coming on down the river, Winfield, again, looking for a crest sometime Friday evening, but then the water's going to stay there for several days at that level. So that's why they're going to try to sandbag again to reinforce the levee on Saturday. St. Louis looking for a crest on the 29th, about 9 feet above flood stage, and Chester on downriver on the evening of the 30th, 12 feet above flood stage, and that is if no additional rainfall occurs. And with these storms marching in from Iowa, that doesn't look good at all. That's the update as we have it at the moment from the Central Illinois Fire Network Dispatch. We'll keep an eye on it. Quickly here, let me show you before we leave. I just got another image in here of this line coming through southeastern Iowa. We've been talking about this large hail and all these hail icons that are showing up. Look at the VIL levels on this. This is the vertical interval density and showing moisture moving up and down in these storms, lifting, where you see those bright blues, reds, yellows. Large hail there in excess of 2 inches in diameter. All those counties under yellow boxes there under severe thunderstorm warnings. Those storms, again, will continue to march towards the southeast throughout the overnight hours. A severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 2 a.m. for our extreme west central counties in central Illinois. I would not be surprised to see that extended on further towards the east and south during the next few hours. I'm Larry Eastep in the Central Illinois Fire Network Dispatch. Stay tuned for the latest weather information.